You watched me treat Vera like a dog. You watched me abandon my own daughter just so I could raise children that weren't even mine. You were desperate, Roland. You were so obsessed with having more children that when the man who got me pregnant denied it, I picked the only option that made sense. You lied to me. You lied to me too, she fired back. 2 years into the marriage, I realized you couldn't even get a woman pregnant. Gold had been released earlier that morning. Not triumphant, not radiant, not the glowing princess she pretended to be. Just empty. Her father told her to pack while he arranged her travel documents. She moved through the house like a shadow, hair rough, eyes hollow, hands trembling as she shoved clothes into a suitcase. She was zipping the bag when the doorbell rang. Gold flinched. With the housekeeper off, she dragged herself to the door and pulled it open. Her heart stopped. Vera stood there, Mike right behind her, a quiet pillar of strength. Vera stood tall, calm, not angry, not shaken, not ashamed. Gold gripped the door frame as her parents hurried into the living room behind her. Why are you here? Gold whispered. Vera didn't step forward. She didn't raise her voice. She simply positioned herself where they could all see her clearly. I came so you can look at me. No police, no cameras, no excuses. Just you and the truth. Gold swallowed hard. Vera continued, voice calm but sharp. You almost destroyed my life. You watched them arrest me like a thief. You planned a robbery, bribed criminals, shot 2 innocent people, then used me as your scapegoat. I was imprisoned for almost 3 weeks because you wanted to see me break. Gold's knees shook. Vera didn't stop. You rehearsed your tears. You whispered lies so people would doubt me, and you enjoyed it. Gold's mother gasped. Her father looked away in shame. Gold's mask cracked. I didn't kill anyone. I made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. Vera stepped 1 foot inside. The air shifted instantly. A mistake. You changed the original staff name and replaced it with mine the day before the robbery. That was not panic. That was premeditated. Gold broke. I was jealous. People liked you. You didn't have to try. Everything came easily to you and I wanted attention. I wanted more. Vera didn't blink. That's not jealousy. That's wickedness. Gold collapsed into her mother's arms. Vera's voice remained calm. You almost destroyed my mother. You knew I was all she had. Gold sobbed helplessly. I didn't come here for forgiveness, Vera said. Gold's head snapped up, hope flickering. I came to accept the truth. What truth? That you were never my friend. Not even for 1 day. Gold broke into violent sobs. You pretended to help me so you could feel superior. You pushed opportunities away from me. You gave me a messenger job when you knew I was capable of more. Gold's mother looked crushed. Her father couldn't lift his head. And when Mrs. Printwill offered me a junior executive role, you became bitter. Because in your mind, I was supposed to remain beneath you forever. Gold trembled uncontrollably. You are a monster, Gold. Only a monster sleeps peacefully after destroying an innocent girl. Silence swallowed the room. Gold's sobs grew louder. I'm sorry, Vera. I'm so sorry. Please. Vera nodded once. Cold. Controlled. I believe you're sorry. But that apology is for you. Not for me. Gold's tears fell harder. Will you ever forgive me? Vera didn't think twice. No. Gold inhaled sharply. No, Vera repeated, voice steady. Not today, not tomorrow, not in 10 years. What you did does not deserve forgiveness. It deserves distance. Gold collapsed again, shaking. Vera turned. Mike opened the door for her. At the doorway, Vera paused. I hope you become someone you can live with. Because the girl you were weeks ago, even you couldn't live with her. Then she walked out.
Gold watched her until she disappeared. And for the first time in her life, she understood. Vera was never weak. She was kind. And Gold mistook kindness for weakness. Now she had to live with what she had done. While waiting for his wife to return from her trip, Roland arranged the DNA results neatly on the dining table. He sat there like a man carved out of grief, silent, waiting, burning. The moment she walked in, suitcase in hand and smiling, she froze. "My love, Sit down." His voice was cold enough to steal the air. Her smile collapsed instantly. Roland slid the document toward her with the precision of a blade. "Explain." Her hands shook as she picked them up. "Roland, Explain." His fist slammed the table. A glass toppled and shattered, pieces skittering across the floor. His sons, now 14 and 11, rushed in from the living room. "Dad, what's going on?" the older one asked, eyes wide, scanning their parents' faces. She broke down. "It was before we married. I made a mistake." "Mistake?" Roland spat. "If the first child was a mistake, what about the second? 15 years of lies, Tracy, 15. The boys froze, like they had turned to stone. What does that mean?" the 14-year-old asked, panic rising. "Mom, what is he talking about?" She reached out to touch Roland. He recoiled as though her fingers were fire. "You watched me treat Vera like a dog. You watched me abandon my own daughter just so I could raise children that weren't even mine." The boy stepped back in horror. Not yours? Dad, what does that mean?" Their mother's tears hardened into rage. "You think this is all my fault?" she snapped, rising. "You think you're innocent?" The boys flinched. "You were desperate, Roland. You were so obsessed with having more children that when the man who got me pregnant denied it, I picked the only option that made sense." Roland staggered back as if slapped. "I believed you would be a good father," she cried. "And you were. You lied to me." "You lied to me too," she fired back, jabbing a shaking finger at him. 2 years into the marriage, I realized you couldn't even get a woman pregnant." The older boy's mouth fell open. The younger gasped and covered his face with his hands. "Mom, please stop!" He choked. "So what was I supposed to do?" she screamed. "Watch you collapse every time another test came back negative? I gave you a family, Roland. I fixed your shame." Roland's face went white. "Fixed my shame? You're welcome," she snapped. "If I hadn't gotten pregnant again, you would have shattered. You needed those boys more than I did." The room erupted. "Mom," the 14-year-old yelled, "what are you saying? How can you talk like that?" A deadly calm fell over Roland. "Get out," he said quietly. All three froze. "Roland, please, get out.
Take your children and leave my house now." The older boy stepped in front of his brother, chest heaving. "We're not going anywhere," he shouted. "You can't just throw us out like trash." "Dad, please, don't do this," the younger sobbed and reached for him. "We're still your sons, even if... But Roland was already gone, emotionally hollowed out, unreachable. "Out!" Their mother grabbed their hands, sobbing. "Mom, wait! Mom, please!" Their voices broke as she dragged them toward the door. Roland didn't look at them, didn't move, didn't breathe. He locked the door, leaned against it, and wept like a man whose world had finally collapsed.
Roland couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. Guilt chewed him open from the inside. He remembered Fiona's pleas, the way she begged him to help their daughter, how he called his own child a criminal, how he abandoned her. He went to their old apartment. They had moved. No address, no forwarding number, nothing. 2 weeks passed. He grew thinner, older. Colleagues whispered. Business partners noticed his decline. Finally, desperate, he hired a private investigator. 1 week later, the investigator forwarded an address to him. A quiet, beautiful apartment in a clean estate. Roland rushed there as if life was escaping him. When Fiona opened the door and saw him, she went still. Then her face hardened like steel. "What do you want here?" she asked sharply. Roland's eyes filled at once. "Please, I need to see my daughter." "That same daughter you abandoned? The child you left for dead? The one you refused to help?" He bowed his head in shame. "I was wrong. Please, I beg you." Before she could reply, Vera stepped into the doorway. She looked different, stronger, healthier, calmer. A woman who had risen from ashes. Her eyes went cold. "What are you doing here?" Roland broke completely. He fell to his knees. "Sorry, Vera, please, forgive me. I was blind. I let you suffer." Even her mother gasped softly. Roland West had never bowed to anyone. Vera's voice was calm, steady, controlled. "You abandoned us, Daddy. You left me stranded in my final year of high school. I couldn't pay my fees. I was mocked. They called me a charity case. Did you care to know how we survived? You offered no help, not once. I went hungry. I did menial jobs. Mr. Cooker, someone who wasn't even family, paid my university tuition while my own father was alive and capable. I wore used clothes, used phones. People looked down on me. When Mama called you while I was locked up, falsely accused, you said you had no business with the criminal she calls a daughter. Tell me, Daddy." Her voice broke for a second. "If I had died in that jail, would you be here begging for forgiveness?" Roland sobbed violently, clutching his chest. "Please, Vera, please, I am sorry." She shook her head slowly. "I don't hate you, but I will never forget. I survived without you. I healed without you. I rebuilt myself without you." She stepped back inside and gently closed the door. Roland remained on his knees, crying into the empty hallway. Inside, Vera leaned against the door, eyes wet, but her heart steady, unshaken. Her mother touched her shoulder. "You did the right thing." Vera wiped her tears. For the first time in her life, she felt free.
Vera's shop blossomed. Words spread fast. Neighbors whispering her name. Clients referring clients. People didn't just come for her neat stitching anymore. They came for her, for the creativity, the precision. Soon her name began circulating in fashion circles.
Vera was becoming a rising star. And through it all, Mike never left her side. He delivered fabrics, sat with her during long nights of sewing, walked her home under moonlit skies, made her laugh, held her steady when memories dragged at her chest. The bond grew, soft, steady, undeniable. One quiet evening, after closing the shop, Mike reached gently for her hand. "Come with me," he said. He led her to a small garden near her home. Lanterns glowed softly among flowers, the air cool and almost sacred. "Mike, what's going on?" she asked, confused. He didn't answer. He knelt. Vera gasped, her breath caught in her chest. "Vera," he said, voice trembling, "you walked through fire, yet you shine brighter than anyone I've ever known. I want a home with you, a future with you, a life where you are loved, deeply and truly." He opened a velvet box. "Will you marry me?" Tears filled her eyes. Her hand covered her trembling mouth. "Yes," she whispered, then louder, laughing through tears. "Yes, Mike." He stood, pulled her into the safest embrace she had ever known, and somewhere deep inside her, a new life blossomed. Her shop became a whirlwind of excitement, fabrics everywhere, sketches painted all over the walls. Her mother glowed with pride, helping her cut and measure the wedding dress Vera designed herself. Mike visited daily, leaning on the door with a playful smile. "How is my bride-to-be doing?" Vera always blushed. Wedding committees formed themselves, neighbors, church women, friends, everyone wanting her day to be perfect. But one afternoon, while folding invitation cards, Vera paused. There was somewhere she needed to go, a place she had left behind, people she needed to face.
Her former office. The building was unchanged. Same polished floors, same cool air conditioning. But Vera was not the same woman who once walked these halls. When she entered, whispers rippled. "Is that Vera? She's glowing. She looks so confident." Mrs. Princeville spotted her and rushed over, pulling her into a tight hug. "Oh my goodness, Vera! Look at you. How are you and your mother and your shop?" "We're doing very well, Ma." Vera smiled. Mike trailed behind, offering polite greetings. When Mr. Coker stepped out and saw Vera, he halted. She looked radiant, stronger, settled, a woman who had rebuilt herself. Slowly, he approached her. "Vera," he whispered, remorse heavy in his voice. "I owe you an apology for how I judged you, for believing gold without hearing your side. I failed you. I'm truly sorry." Vera's eyes softened. "Sir, you were only protecting your child. I understand, and I don't hold it against you." His eyes glistened with gratitude. "You don't blame me?" "No," she said gently. "You were good to me for years. You supported my dreams. You helped me through school when no one else cared. I won't forget that." He exhaled shakily. Vera reached into her bag and brought out an envelope. She opened it. A wedding invitation. Emotion flickered across his face. "You want me there?" "Of course," she smiled. "You were a huge part of my journey. I'm grateful for everything you did for me." For a moment, he couldn't speak. He simply nodded, deeply moved. "Thank you, Vera. Thank you for remembering the good in me." She touched his arm gently. "And thank you for believing in me when it mattered." He pulled her into a careful, heartfelt embrace. A man forgiven, but not entitled. Vera stepped back, smiling softly. "I'll see you on the big day, sir." Sunlight streamed through the windows. Women bustled around Vera, styling, adjusting, fussing. Her mother sat nearby, eyes full of shining tears. "My daughter, you deserve this happiness,"
she whispered. Vera smiled, peaceful, complete. Her hand-sewn gown hugged her like destiny. A gentle knock sounded. She opened the door. Mike's father stood there in a crisp, immaculate suit, a warm smile lighting his face. "You look stunning," he said softly. "You came early?" Vera asked. "I didn't want to miss a single moment. And may I?" He offered his arm. "I'd be honored," she said, taking it. The hall doors opened. Guests rose. Music swelled. Gasps and whispers rippled through the room. "Is that Vera? She's glowing! And Mike's father is walking her, and his whole family looks so happy to see her." At the altar, Mike stared at her like she was a miracle wrapped in silk. When they reached him, Mike's father held her hands a moment longer. "You will have a beautiful life, a peaceful one, and we are proud to welcome you into our family." He placed her hand in Mike's, bowed, and stepped aside. Behind a cracked door, hidden from guests, Roland West watched, older, hollow-eyed, broken. He had lost everything: his home, his marriage, the sons who were never his, and his dignity. Now he was watching his daughter walk down the aisle without him. "That should have been me," he whispered. "I'm her father." But was he? He watched Vera laugh, watched joy he no longer had a place in. Tears slid down his face. "I'm so sorry, Vera. I'm so sorry." But she could not hear him. The vows. Mike's voice shook. "I promise to cherish you, protect you, and walk beside you all my days. You are my heart, Vera." Vera's words were warm, steady. "I promise to love you, support you, and build a home filled with peace. A home where our children grow in joy, not fear. You may now kiss the bride." They kissed. Applause erupted. Mrs. Princewell wiped her eyes. Abroad. Gold scrolled through social media. Her eyes widened. Vera's wedding photos filled her screen. She married Mike? My Mike? And his father walked her down the aisle? His whole family welcomed her instantly? She slammed her phone onto the bed. Her life was collapsing. Friends avoiding her, neighbors whispering, every new person disappearing once they Googled her name, the viral videos, her shameless confession, her arrest. They never stopped haunting her. She had no one to blame but herself. 1 year later, Mike paced nervously outside the maternity ward as Vera labored inside. Minutes later, the cry of a newborn pierced the air. A doctor approached, smiling. "Congratulations, it's a bouncing baby boy." Mike covered his face, overwhelmed with joy. He rushed inside. Vera lay smiling, exhausted but radiant, their child in her arms. Mike leaned down, kissing her forehead softly. "Our son," he whispered weakly. Vera smiled. Their family was finally complete.
Subscribe for more African folk tales, African tales, and African stories.